Buongiorno, buongiorno, buongiorno. Hello. I'm going to apologize in advance because I have some crazy allergies going on right now, and it's because we had really hot weather, nice and sunny, and all of a sudden it got super windy and a little chilly, so my nose is really acting up. So I apologize. Today I wanted to talk about when anger kills you. I wrote an article about this many, many years ago for a magazine, and this topic is super important. Um, in my years, I've met many, many, many beautiful, kind-hearted people who have had also anger issues. So I'm not talking about bad people versus good people. I'm talking about people who have really amazing hearts who also have these fits of rage and anger. And in my article, I discussed my former boss, who again, super nice guy, but I'll never forget that in our interview, he even said, Connie, out of 30 days in a month, 29 of them, I'm in a bad mood. And he was right. He was very angry. He would get angry very easily. And shortly after I quit, I found out that he passed away. How is not determined because I remember them saying cancer, heart attack. It's confusing, but the bottom line is he passed, and he was in his early 40s. So when he passed, I remember that I wasn't surprised because I know very well from um, being in the holistic field for so long that everything is connected, right? And any dis-ease starts with our emotions. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this because I feel like it's so important. There are so many people that I've known throughout my years that have been, um, again, wonderful people, but any little thing completely sets them off. And I mean, sets them off. And so if you're one of those people, or if you know somebody who's like that, or even if you don't have fits of rage, because it doesn't have to be so extreme, but it's one of those things that we really have to pay close attention to how we react to all of the daily things that happen. How do we react in traffic? How do we react when we get bad news? How do we react when we get sick? When anything goes on, do we react in anger? Oh, woe is me. Why always me? The world hates me. The universe hates me. And then we get depressed and we close ourselves in our room and we don't want to do anything. We don't want to see anybody. We don't want to talk to anybody because we just want to be depressed and angry and hate the world. Screw the world. The world is always screwing me over. I hate it. Look at what has happened to me. And it's all this is something that many, many, many people do. Often this is the reaction, right? And yet there are some people who think about something very, very dramatic happening in their life, and yet they choose to react differently, right? Because we all have a choice. We all have a choice on how we're going to react to anything that happens to us. And I really do mean anything. And so people can react with curiosity, curiosity, can't speak. People can react with, um, wow, I'm sure I have not seen it right now, but I'm sure there's a blessing in this. And that's how I've trained my brain. And it was not easy. So I say this and people don't believe me today, but people who knew me before or people who have known me for a long time know that I used to be a very angry person. And this is why I love talking about this subject because I was one of those people who was very, very angry and any little thing would set me off. And it took me years to train my brain to look at things from a different perspective and to say, okay, this is happening. How is this a blessing? A blessing in disguise. What can I create? What magic can I create from this? And it sounds too good to be true, but it really is how I've trained my brain and that doesn't mean I don't have hard moments. I don't have challenges. Of course I do. And of course there are those moments where I'm like in it and I'm like, ah. But the thing is I don't live there. I choose to not live there. I choose to not invite it in my home and sit with it and make it tea. And, no, it's quick. And yes, I have my moments, but then I want to create something extraordinary from it, no matter what it is. And so And little things that used to bother me before, and I notice a lot of people still get bothered by today, they just don't bother me anymore. I don't get, because again, I am very aware that I have that choice, right? I get to choose what my reaction is going to be. And I could choose, of course, to be angry, to be pissed, to be sad, to be depressed. But guess what? I know that that's not good for my body. I know that's not good for me. So if you think that by you might being angry and throwing a tantrum, even if it's for a damn good reason, if you think that this constant anger, that this constant depression, fits of rage is not affecting your body, it absolutely is. It is absolutely affecting your body. That's what a dis-ease is all about. It's these emotions that we have. First, they're an emotion, and then they turn into a physical symptom and an illness, a disease. And then what most people do is get even angrier, right? Or even more depressed. And that's when, they hate the world. See, the world is doing this to me. When I just want you guys to look within, just like I did. And I decided, do I want to live like this? Do I want to be an angry person? Do I want to get in so many fights with people? Like I would always if you just looked at me wrong, I was okay, automatically like, that's it. You're dead to me. It's like, now that I think about it, I don't know if I should laugh or cry. I mean, that was literally how I was. I was 100%. I had this rage, and it took years, but I'm definitely at that point where I no longer live in that anger. I no longer entertain the anger. I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy and I want to be happy. So, food for thought, like I always say, just in your day to day, what is your overall attitude? Do you get angry easily? Do you get down easily? Things like traffic or anything, an argument with somebody. Does that set you off? Is it done? Are you like done for the day, super angry? What can you do to get out of that? Can you watch a funny movie, a funny video, get on the phone with a friend to try to get out of that state? Anything that makes you feel good, right? For me, it's being by the sea, nature, of course, my family, number one, my work, that changes my mood. But what can you do to change your mood and get yourself out of that so that you don't harm yourself and harm your body, and so that you take better care of yourself for you and for everybody who's around you? So again, just think about it. Think about what it is, how it is that you react on a day to day, even at work, and see if there's any room for improvement or anything that you can do to have a more peaceful, not perfect, there's no such thing as a perfect life, but a more peaceful life in general, and with more positivity and than anger. Because again, anger does absolutely kill you. That is 100% for sure. All right, you guys, have a beautiful night. I am going to go and get better from these allergies. Ciao, buonanotte.